Game happened on 24th, February 24th, Monday. The first game is the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards. Brooklyn lost to the Wizards. Funny thing is, Brooklyn Nets, they're actually close to making the play-ins, 99-107. I'm not sure if they have the pick. If they don't, then they should go out and then try to win games. The problem with a team like Brooklyn Nets is Cam Thomas supposedly is their best fantasy player. Maybe Claxton. Cam Thomas, you just don't see him. You just don't hear about him. He's drafted in the fourth or fifth round, just gone. You don't even hear any news about him. And D'Lo got traded, and he plays like 21 minutes a game. You just don't hear from him either. Just out for unknown reasons. Meanwhile, they got Killian Hayes, and they gave him 24 minutes, 8 assists and 2 steals. As we get to the end of the season, I think this Brooklyn Nets team, if they have a back-to-back, there are a lot of guys that we could stream. Killian Hayes for assists and steals, maybe some threes. Keon Johnson, some scoring, some assists, some defensive stats, right? Definitely Zaire Williams. He's been getting a lot of minutes lately, but that could quickly change, right? Zaire Williams for threes, for some steals. De'Aaron Sharp even. If you're looking for blocks and they got a back-to-back, you could stream him. Trenton Warford, Tyrese Martin, right? All these guys, Jalen Wilson, they all getting 20 minutes. So obviously different guys bring different things, but you could definitely take a look at a lot of them and say like, okay, they could be useful to help me win the matchup this week. Like Zaire Williams, if you're trying to win threes and steal, he had 5 threes here, 3 steals. That's huge for those 2 categories. Right, they're still playing Cameron Johnson. Every game you get out of him, you should be happy. And they ended up not trading anybody. For the Wizards, actually, it's the same thing. For the Wizards, there's also a lot to talk about. First of all, Keyshawn George is a must roster. I don't think we need to ask any questions. 2 threes, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. He's just a 3-and-D guy, but he can get you some assist as well. Apparently, he had 5 assists here. That's great. Bilo Coulibaly, 20 points. I think he needs to be rostered as well. Bob Carrington played 25 minutes, but if Chris Middleton is out, I think he'll be getting close to 30. So pay attention to these guys. If one guy is out for a couple games, like Bob can come in and be really useful. Chris Middleton, we could also stream him. If he's on the waiver wire, but he only played 26 minutes here, and I think he's probably going to miss a bunch of back-to-backs. And Rashawn Holmes is also making a comeback. As long as Alex Sarr is out, he's the guy that we have to stream. 1 steal and 3 blocks here. Pretty good. 4 assists and 6 rebounds. So a lot of guys on this team. Also, just like the Brooklyn Nets, we got to pay attention, But Keyshawn George, if he's still on the waiver wire, for sure, let's grab him. And Rashawn Holmes also pay attention. Let's say they shut down Alex Sarr for whatever reason. If he's out for like 2 weeks, then he could be super useful. The next game, the Chicago Bulls beat the Sixers by 142-110. The Sixers going the other way. All the guys going to be out. It's shutdown season. Embiid is going to get shut down. Most likely 90%, I think. Especially, if they keep losing, there's no point playing Embiid if they're out of the playoffs. And to be quite honest, even with him, I think they might have a higher win percentage without him. I feel like they lost 8 straight. 7 of those games Embiid played. So he's not helping them win because he literally cannot move out there. So how can they even play defense? So they're a mess. Meanwhile, the Bulls, they are holding on to their 10th seed. Vucevic was out here, so Zach Collins. Again, if they're doing anything weird with Vucevic, with some of those veterans, right? Zach Collins is a must roster, right? Him playing 28 to 30 minutes, I think he's a must roster because he's gonna give you assists, steals, and blocks. We know Zach Collins is a pretty fantasy friendly guy. 19 points here as well. Kevin Huerter, he popped off here, but he's not gonna do this every single game. But for sure, we could definitely stream him. 34 minutes here with 7 threes, 23 points. Because, for whatever reason, they have Kobe White come off the bench. I'm not sure why. But he should be back because Lonzo Ball is going to be out next game, most likely. Lonzo, if he played 30 minutes in category leagues, in my opinion, he's a must roster because he does a lot. But, if he's hurt, then, you drop it because he's already missing a lot of back-to-backs anyway. So Yeah, Matas with everybody out, he also came in and played 35 minutes. We should also pay attention to him. Um, for the Sixers, yeah, I thought Yapusali could be a good pickup with Embiid out, but this is obviously a horrible game. But I think he's definitely a guy that we should definitely stream at least for the moment. Um, and let's wait for the Embiid news. I mean, maybe it comes out this week or next week. There's if the Sixers lose the next game, I mean they're done. They're not catching up to the 10th seed. They're going to be out of the playoffs. Then I mean even Paul George for sure they're gonna maybe they don't shut him down, but he's gonna miss just random games. Same thing with Maxi. If he's healthy, he's gonna play, but back to backs, minute he's not gonna play high minutes, right? All those things. But some of those young guys, I think they're gonna let them free, right? Quentin Grimes, he could be really good to the end of the season. I think he's a must roster right now. So let's go pick him up. Kelly Oubre Jr., you probably need to roster him already, right? Maybe a Ricky Council, right? Some of these young guys, they'll be given opportunity. So we should pay attention to them. And Justin Edwards is another guy on the Sixers. The next game is the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets beat the Indiana Pacers 125-116. Great win for the Nuggets. And Jokic at this point, yeah, Shea is still the front runner for MVP, but 19 assists here, 18 points, 3 steals and a block, 9 rebounds is another easy work for Jokic. He's more than happy to pass the ball, right? When we have Aaron Gordon going 11 for 17, Michael Porter Jr. goes 9 for 16, right? This Denver team, they shot 56%. So pretty crazy efficiency out of Denver, but of course they're playing the Pacers. Not that surprised, to be honest. Russell Westbrook, he hasn't been playing well, but let's just hold on to him. Especially in category leagues, you're looking for assists. Obviously, with everybody healthy, we know Russ is going to kind of take lower minutes. Aaron Gordon now is fully back. Although Aaron Gordon only played 23 minutes. But let's hold Russ for a couple more games. I think he still has some value. Let's see. If not, let's say you get into the playoffs, right? You're in a playoff matchup. You don't need assists, and Russell Westbrook, for sure, you drop him. You move on. Basically in the playoffs, anybody that's ranked outside the top 70, 80, I think you don't really need to hesitate too much to drop, because there's no point holding on to them if you lose, right? If the 75th ranked player on the season has only one game that week on a Wednesday, so after Wednesday you drop him. If the matchup is close, right? Move on to the next one. Well, we talk about the Pacers. Not much going on with the Pacer team. Tyrese Halliburton has been playing so much better as of late. He also got 40 minutes here. Yeah, amazing. 15 assists and 3 steals, 5 threes. That's why we drafted him so high. That's great. Pascal Siakam, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Kind of did his thing. Miles Turner, 3 steals. Yeah, they all play well. Aaron Nesmith, I think we could pick him up and just, if you're looking for a 3-and-D guy, I think he could be rostered or at least streamed, and let's just drop Benedict. They still trust Aaron Nesmith over him, so he had a good run. The next game, the Detroit Pistons, they're just super impressive this year. 106-97. Pretty impressive. Another great win over the Clippers. I think ever since Jaden Ivey went down, they've just been great. They just give the ball to Kate and let him cook. And then you have a bunch of three-point shooters. For the Clippers, Kawhi was out. How about Bogdanovic? And then we know, Norman Powell is also out. But Bogdanovic in the short term, let's pick him up. And who knows if he plays well, right? He's gonna get more minutes down the line. So I think he has enough upside for us to pick him up and just see how things go. He's done a few times, like as we get to the end of the season, right? He came in, become like a top 20, top 25 player in like 1 or 2 weeks when everybody's out. Chris Dunn also a must roster, in my opinion, right now. He played 35 minutes. That could very well change next week. But if he's getting 30 plus minutes in category leagues, if you need assists and steals, that's two categories, and he will give you a pretty good boost in those. And then he gets some rebound as well. He just focus on defense, right? And then gonna hit some threes, maybe some wide open threes. James Harden didn't shoot the ball well because Detroit, they're a great defensive team. Really struggled from the free throw line as well. Had 7 turnovers because Osar Thompson is just a beast. We should roster him 4 steals and 2 blocks. Yeah, Osar Thompson is just 4 fouls, but just like his brother, so good. Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren, both guys have been playing so much better as of late. I don't know if Jaden Ivey injury really, because now the role is kind of clear, right? You let Kate Cunningham cook, and then you got a bunch of 3-point shooters, right? And then you have guys playing defense, playing really hard defense, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots. So it's just been working out for them. Kate Cunningham, not the great game efficiency wise, but again 32 points, and he's been getting so many assists. It's kind of crazy, like averaging 10 assists a game with Jaden Ivey out. So really, really good. It's been a really, really good year for him, and he's been healthy too. So next year, I think for sure he's going the second round, early second, just based on the number he's gonna put up. Yeah. All right, move on to the next game. We have the Miami Heat. Lost to Atlanta Hawks. The Heat, I mean, they're the 9th seed. Despite all the turmoil, they're still doing better than the Sixers. Adrian Wiggins, I don't think he's on the waiver wire, but he's kind of the number 2 option next to Tyler Hero. He played pretty well here with 23 points and 3 blocks, right? And they're gonna give him huge minutes. Now that Jovic is also out, probably out for season. Yeah, they're gonna give him a lot of minutes. So if somehow he's on the waiver wire, Tyler Hero struggled here. Bam Adebayo played huge minutes, but was a minus 15. Yeah, Kel Ware still just 24 minutes, but grabbed 15 rebounds and a block. I think we still roster him. Even if most games he played 24, 25 minutes, I think he's still, like, the upside is there. But, if in the playoffs you don't need rebounds, then you kind of have to cut him. But I think for now, if you need rebounds, if you need a big man in category leagues, he's still worth rostering. And then with Jovic out pretty much for season, Kyle Anderson and Alec Burks, I think his minutes are going to go to some of these guys. So for sure, they could be streamed, right? They become streamable. For the Atlanta Hawks, these guys have also been putting up just crazy numbers. Like Dyson Daniels is a guy that this game, you look at this game, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 7 steals, 10 points. And he's been putting up just great numbers game after game after game. Next to Trae Young. It's just been unbelievable this year. Trae, 14 assists, 11 points. Not the best game, but still had 14 assists. And Okungu is another guy who's just been putting up unbelievable numbers. This is why, like, even if you have a bad draft or you have guys out for season, if you pick up Okungu off the waiver wire, he's a legit, maybe if you pound free throws, because he's not a great free throw shooter. But let's see, where his rank is, because he's probably on the waiver wire a month ago, and then they started him, and let's see, Okungu. In the last month, he's the 99th ranked player. Okay. That's not amazing, to be honest. I thought he's way better than that. But, the problem with him is the bad free throws. So let's see if you pound free throws, how much better he is. Okungu. '64th ranked player. But 13 points, 9 rebounds. But I just feel like the upside. He legit has top 40 upside. If he start blocking shots, he's only blocking 0.8 blocks, so that's a lot lower than I thought. But you know, if you pick up a guy like that, he could pop off a week or two. So this is why, like in basketball fantasy, I think you just I don't think there's just so many players that could pop off toward the end of the season that I don't think you should ever give up. As long as if you make the playoffs, you make a couple pickups, and also a lot of guys just sit out. Like let's say you have Shea, your number one team, last week of the season, depend on your playoff schedule, but like who knows? They sit out Shea. I remember it happened a couple years ago with Jokic. Maybe they didn't sit him, but he was out for personal reasons for like a week, and then your team is just kind of cooked. But if you are playing Jokic, then you get a pretty easy win. Zachary, not much else going on with the Atlanta Hawks. Like Georgius Nian is a guy that we could stream. Same thing with Karis LeVert, but they're not much rosters. Terrence Mann is on this team as well. The next game is this is the big game. The Timberwolves beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 131-128 in overtime. And how about Nickeil Alexander-Walker? We know Dante DiVincenzo is out, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker, for now, we need to roster him. He's been getting over 30 minutes. And they just realized Mike Conley is not good. So they play Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He was a plus 23. They have to realize he's been balling on the defensive end. This game, he shot the ball really well. Must roster. Anthony Edwards did not play well at all. -7, but they still got the win. They still don't have Rudy or Julius Randle. So Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels, they picked up the slack. Both guys had a big game offensively. And Naz Reid is a must roster, in the short term for sure. And then, they're playing guys like Rob Dillingham, who's a rookie, Terrence Shannon Jr., all these young guys, super athletic young guys. Rob Dillingham maybe, actually, I don't know, because Mike Conley only played 14 minutes. You just don't know. And then I wouldn't really touch anybody else. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a must roster. And for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shea, he cooked 39 points here. But again, people don't like him. A lot of people hate on him, I guess for a reason. He went to the line 17 times. Let's see if Oklahoma City Thunder can replicate their success in the regular season and then bring it to the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, I don't see Shea getting 17 free throws in a game as easy as in a regular season. Jalen Williams played huge minutes, 27. Shed Holmgren was out. Pretty good game from him. Cason Wallace started, played 34. Like Cason Wallace, Everett Wiggins, if you need 3 and D, right? You could stream them. Isaiah Joe is another guy. All these guys are snipers out there, and they can get some defensive stats as well. But yeah, the worry with Oklahoma City Thunder is they are so ahead of the Western Conference teams. Like, are they gonna ever sit Shea? They're 8.5 games ahead of Denver right now. Denver is the 2nd seed, by the way. That's actually amazing, despite the slow start. But they're 38, and they might sit some players sometimes in some games. The next one is the Portland team beat the Utah Jazz 114-112. They finally said, we're not going to play Shaedon Sharpe. So let's give Scoot Henderson 30 minutes. He has good upside, but, look, if you want to look for upside, your team is in a good spot. You could definitely have him. And especially if you're counting turnovers and field goal, right? He provides pretty good counting numbers. We don't know if he's going to play 30 minutes next game, but hey, Shaedon Sharpe only played 17. Anthony Simons played really well here. 28 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 3 threes, but he's very up and down. Jeremy Grant is still getting 38 minutes. They all play well, the entire team. Donovan finally was able to get 25 minutes because, they also have a big body on the other side, Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler didn't even play. So that's really great. I think Donovan is a must roster. Played 25 minutes with 13 rebounds and still in 2 blocks. He could pop off anytime going for 6 blocks, right? He's such a big dude, can grab a lot of rebounds and blocks. For the Jazz, like I said, Keontae George, absolutely must roster. And again, especially if you're punting field goal and turnovers, 21 points, 4 threes, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. That's great. He's been playing a lot better since coming off the bench. Isaiah Collier, he struggled here, so he only played 24 minutes. Don't do anything stupid. Definitely keep him. And Bryce Sansabar, he played 26 minutes with like Jordan Clarkson, everybody out. Yeah, this Jazz team is gonna happen. Everybody's gonna be out, so a lot of value or a lot of minutes gonna be opened up. So KJ Martin is a guy that we pay some attention, like John Collins, if he's out for season, or he has some streaming value. Same thing with Filipowski, played 36 minutes, right? If everybody is out, I don't think Walker Kessler is hurt. They're just not playing him, right? And Isaiah Collier, yeah, don't drop him. He just had a rough night. He's been dishing out 10 assists a game, which is crazy in category leagues. He can't help you win assists. He can bring, if your team is middle of the pack in assists, he can bring your team's assists to a different level, right? If, let's say he played 4 games that week. Last game of the night is Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, they got blown out again, 88 to 130. LaMelo, at least he's playing. Horrible game, back-to-back horrible game for LaMelo. But I think he should just be happy if he's still playing, to be honest. Miles Bridges had 23 points, 4 threes. That's great. Yusuf Nurkic popped off. I don't know if we can trust it, but sure. 27 minutes, 3 steals and a block. If he's on the waiver wire, sure. I would also look at their schedule, who they're playing, and then make a decision on him. Nick Smith Jr. hit 3 threes. Like, he has some value if you're looking for some threes, some scoring. Elfrid Payton played 14 minutes with LaMelo playing 28. Again, another young team. If LaMelo Ball is out, right, there'll be some minutes opening up for some of these guys, especially Payton. I think he's a guy that we should pay attention to. And so, same thing with Diabate. Yusuf Nurkic played 26, but if he's out, Diabate can come in and grab 15 rebounds. We need 2 guys on this team. I think Payton and Diabate. All the other guys, even when they play 25 minutes, they don't really do much. For the Kings, last team we're going to talk about for the day, Zach LaVine just went off here, 42 points with 8 threes. Since the trade, I think he's putting up kind of similar numbers, to be honest. But at least that's good. I don't know if he's more motivated now that he got traded to the Kings, but great. Malik Monk finally, again, didn't shoot the ball well, but finally had 10 assists, a steal and 2 blocks. Sabonis got his in his 27 minutes. Actually, he did not get his. Only 10 rebounds, but it's okay. It's an easy win for the Kings. DeRozan and Keegan Murray kind of just did their thing. Yeah, really not much going on with this Kings team because all the starters are playing 35 minutes. So nobody else really gets to eat. If one guy is out, maybe Keon Ellis we could stream, but yeah, it's just Markel Fultz is also on this team. There's just not enough minutes to go around for the bench guys. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.